Good morning. Look, I'll get straight to it. The single greatest unmanaged risk facing our enterprise right now isn't a market downturn or some new competitor. It's already inside our walls. I'm talking about our rapid and, frankly, largely uncontrolled adoption of artificial intelligence. And that's exactly why we're here today. Here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll define the core problem, this hidden risk baked into AI itself. Then, we'll look at how that risk is showing up, both inside the company with something called shadow AI and from some major external pressures. Finally, and most importantly, we'll see why our old defenses are obsolete and walk through the undeniable business case for a new approach. So let's get right to the heart of it. The central problem is what the industry is calling the AI assurance gap. Now, I know that sounds like a bit of jargon, but it's not just a technical term. It's a very real, very dangerous chasm between the control we think we have and the actual reality of our AI systems. Right now, 72% of enterprises, and yeah, that includes us, are running AI live in production. This means AI is way past the experimental stage. It is making real-time decisions, it's interacting with our customers, and it's shaping core business functions. We are moving at an absolutely incredible pace. But here's the number that should really concern everyone in this room. 9%. A mere 9% of those organizations would describe their own AI governance as mature. We're deploying this powerful, autonomous technology so much faster than our ability to actually control it. So you do the math. That chasm, that 63-point gap between how fast we're adopting this stuff and our ability to control it is a critical vulnerability for this entire enterprise. We are operating complex algorithmic systems without the mature guardrails we need to prevent things like bias, data leakage, or even a catastrophic failure. Okay, so let's talk about our most immediate internal threat. It's already bypassing our corporate firewalls at a rate we've never seen before. I'm talking about shadow AI, the unsanctioned use of AI tools by our own employees. In just 1 year, the network traffic from generative AI tools has surged by 890%. And let me be perfectly clear, this isn't from our approved, company-sanctioned projects. This is our own team members using public consumer-grade tools like ChatGPT to write code, to summarize reports, and to analyze sensitive company data. And this isn't just about unapproved software. It's about data leakage. A staggering 43% of employees openly admit that they are feeding our proprietary, confidential information directly into these public tools. This is not some theoretical risk. It is an active, ongoing hemorrhage of our intellectual property. And the financial consequence of this is stark. For organizations with high levels of the shadow AI activity, a data breach costs, on average, an extra $670,000. That is a 16% cost premium that we are directly exposed to right now, simply because we lack the proper access controls. Now, beyond our own walls, the external threat landscape is getting exponentially more complex and, well, more costly. We have two major forces converging on us at the same time: regulators and cybercriminals. We are facing what I can only describe as a regulatory avalanche. Just this year, U.S. agencies dropped 59 new AI regulations on us. Next year, the big one, the EU AI Act, kicks in, and it carries fines of up to 7% of our global revenue. Our manual, spreadsheet-based compliance process, it just cannot keep pace with this. At the exact same time, threat actors are weaponizing AI, making their attacks faster and much more effective. And you can see the financial damage is escalating. Last year, 60% of organizations reported financial harm from a cyber attack. This year, that number is projected to hit 75%. This is a rapidly compounding threat. So, why are we so vulnerable to all of this? The simple, honest answer is that our governance, risk, and compliance frameworks were built for a different era. For this new technology, they are functionally obsolete. Our traditional GRC is based on static environments, right? It relies on manual spreadsheets, periodic annual reviews, and frankly, subjective belief, a manager just attesting that a system is safe. We are trying to use that manual playbook to govern a dynamic, probabilistic technology. It's a fundamental mismatch. We have to move to an AI-native approach, one with automated validation, continuous monitoring, and actual mathematical proof of control. The path forward requires a major shift from just documenting policy to actually enforcing technical controls. First, we automate the validation of all our AI models. Second, we integrate these controls directly into our MLOps pipeline. That's our development and deployment process. Third, we use independent tools for objective verification. And finally, we translate all these technical risks into clear financial terms for our enterprise risk management. This brings me to my final point and the whole reason for this briefing. The business case for investing in this kind of AI-native governance isn't really about cost. It's about strategic necessity and enabling our future growth. The key here is something called AI risk quantification. It's how we translate these abstract technical vulnerabilities, things like model drift, where an AI's performance gets worse over time, or prompt injection, where an attacker can trick it, into the language this board understands: measurable financial impact. This allows us to treat AI risk with the same rigor we treat cybersecurity or financial liquidity risk. And there is a clear financial return on this investment. Projections show that by deploying integrated AI governance technologies, we will decrease our regulatory compliance costs by 20% by 2028. So this isn't just about avoiding fines, it's about driving significant operational efficiency. So the crucial point is this: this investment in assurance isn't a cost center. It is a strategic enabler. It's what protects our most valuable assets and unlocks our ability to innovate safely. The real question is not whether we can afford to act, but what it will ultimately cost us if we fail to close this gap. Thank you.